What's up, you bastards? Welcome back to It's Tough, the Magnum True Shot podcast. All right, I know it's been 2 weeks. I've been fucking busy. I'm sorry. I feel like a fucking dipshit. I feel like a loser. Okay, this is probably the low of my life. No, I'm kidding, all right? We're getting right back on the fucking horse, though, okay? Woo! And we're gonna fuck this shit up. So 2020, we're coming for you. Also, we're at 92 subs right now, all right? What the fuck happened? Let's get this bitch to 100.
Get fucking 100
fucking subs. We can do that. That's fucking beyond reasonable. So let's get there. I'm still giving away condoms. So if you see me on the street, okay, and you're subbed to me, fucking ask me for a condom and I will gladly hand you one. I'll even fucking sign it. All right. And
high quality.
Oh, also like and fucking comment. Okay, if you're a friend of Dawson's, comment. If you're a friend of mine, comment. Throw some likes in there. The Hey Swizzle video is going crazy. 21 likes. That's pretty fucking good.
Boosted,
I'm pretty happy with that. And that's about it. So this is Dawson.
Hello, everyone. How's it going?
I haven't seen Dawson in 2 years. We went to high school together for 2 years.
It's been a quick sec since our last conversation.
Yeah, so what's been up?
I have been growing up a lot.
Growing up? You're liking this adulting? Or not liking it?
I don't think anyone really likes growing up.
Really?
I think it's that essence of being that... I mean, in a way, yes and no. Kid, I mean, when you grow up, you kind of wish... I wish I can just go back sometimes and just be a kid.
All right, not to jump into a deep conversation right off the bat,
okay.
But I got some thoughts on this because I've thought about it. Like, I was looking back at some memories of, like, literally 8 months ago. Mm-hmm. I'm like, God damn, I look good. I was so happy. Like, but I wasn't. And I'm like, that just looks so much easier, so much more fun. But to me, when the cards are on the table... That's when, or when you got money on the fucking table, that's when it fucking matters. Because I remember back then, I hated it because it's also fake. I know it's going to end.
Yeah.
You couldn't pay me to go back to like that feeling of always knowing that there's something more, that it's going to get harder.
Yeah.
Now that's fucking hard. Now that everything I do has a plus and minus in my bank account, I'm like, all right, bitch. Like, I'm going to get my shit together. I'm going to try to hold it down. You know, then I didn't really give a fuck. And... You know, back then, no one gave a fuck about how much money you had. You know, it's all your parents, it's all this, it's all that. No one really gives a fuck. They're just trying to have a good time. Now it's like, all right, bitch, like, where's your job? Like, what you doing? Like, how have you grown? It's your merit, you know? It's not just the bullshit of my grades and my this and my that. It's fucking artificial.
Yeah.
I like it when it's like, all right, so what you been doing? I've been working.
Oh, it does give you like that sense of like after you've done, I'll put a lot of work towards something, like towards your job. You're just like, wow, I'm making good money. This is mine.
Yeah, I'm working.
I own it.
Yeah.
And I earned it. And because it was that element before when you're a kid where you're just like, I go to this elementary school or middle school. I go home. I play some video games or I just sit there.
Your past and future don't matter.
Yeah.
Now they fucking do.
Yes.
Now what I did a month ago affects what's going on with my life right now. And it's not grades. It's fucking the real world
just
that I'm living in.
Yes.
You know, and it's the same shit tomorrow. If I don't fucking wake up tomorrow and want to work hard or I'm going to do a podcast tomorrow because I'm going to be gone next week. So I'm like, you know what? I dropped the ball last week. I didn't fucking 2 weeks, no podcast. Fuck you, Magnum. That ain't happening again.
Yeah, I missed the last week. I was like, where's the podcast at? I was a little upset. I was like, ugh.
Hey, it's fucking tough, all right?
It's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah.
So you go to SCF now? Or have been?
So what I did was I graduated from St. Stephen's in 2017, and I had to make a decision where I wanted to go. Sorry. Yeah.
No, yeah, that just makes it like...
I had to make a decision on where I wanted to go. I had the option to go out of state. I had the option to go. But, I mean, my family... I got a scholarship to St. Stephen's, so it wasn't like I have the money set aside for me where I can just go to any college. I had to earn the money or find other resources to go to school. And... I decided, well, I'm paying for it, so I'll go to SCF for the 2 years, and then after that, I'll transfer to a university where I don't have to pay a crap ton of money and be in debt for like 25 years.
Yeah.
It just, to me, it seemed financially smarter, and I mean, where I am now.
That's a smart ass fucking reason.
Yeah.
You know, that's not like I'm a dipshit, you know, or anything like that. Like, that's like... No, and here's the other thing that bugs me about dipshits, all right? Dipshits, listen, if you graduate high school and you're a dipshit and you got to go to some dipshit school, Okay, but then they're like, oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna transfer to some more expensive school.
Yes.
They aren't gonna have any scholarship because they're fucking dipshits.
Yeah, and they're transferring.
And they're gonna transfer and have to blow more money. Just what? So you can have fun or something?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, if you got a reason, if you have a financial way where you can do it and be okay, and you're smart enough and you feel that this is going to help me, then do it. But people just going for fun.
It's like you're paying more money just to like hang out and have a good time.
Off. Yeah, I've said it on here, and I didn't understand it until, I don't know, somebody was talking about it. I was watching. I didn't think you could get student loans for like actual like just spending money. I thought it was just for like tuition and books.
No, they give you the money.
But they give you the money for like loan to just spend, to party. I'm like, how could you party? Like, I wasn't gonna have debt, you know. I was taken care of. And I didn't go out because I thought it was a waste of fucking money and waste of time and waste of my fucking energy.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if you're taking on loans, like you went out and blew $100 last night to get fucking hammered, all right? And you're gonna have to pay $125 for that later? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Are you fucking crazy?
I mean, I had read this article where this lady, she took out like $10,000 in student loans and she used it for breast implants. And so I'm just like, as a person who is going to be taking out student loans, I'm just like, okay. If that's
hey,
the way
man, if you can be like a fucking Instagram model,
exactly,
like Lacey K. Summers, bro, she is all plastic. You see her in a video, she looks like shit, but in a picture. Anyways, those fucking titty implants were worth it. Okay.
I hope it was. I mean, if I see her on the Insta, then I'll make a comment. Totally worth the student loan
totally
payment.
Worth the $10K.
Yes, totally worth. But yeah, I.
So you're working now, right?
Yeah, I'm a teacher. Well, I would say a long-term sub teacher at Team Success, which is a charter school in Bradenton. I teach second grade math.
Do you like it?
I love the experience. Yes, it is very good. I as someone, I want to be a history professor someday. So when I was given this opportunity to go, I was so thankful for the opportunity that was given to me. I started in there. I mean, I'm nervous as someone who's never had any like first teaching job. I'm thinking
second graders probably make it a little easier.
Oh, it does.
If it was like 10th graders,
they're
like,
so judgy.
I gotta be on my ball. These kids are fucking assholes. I want to fucking murder a few of them, and I want to take them because they're like men, you know. You're like, I won't fucking fight you, bro. But
I don't listen to you.
But the little kids, I'd have to. It's a little bit easier, but it's still gotta be tough.
It does boost my confidence because there's in that age where it's like, yes, I have to listen to what you're saying because you are the teacher. But they're old enough to understand that I need to do work and not just color and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a good confidence booster for me when I get to the point of when I'm ready to go to an older grade or even teach college.
Yeah.
I will be at the point where I can be, okay, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to show how confident I am. I'm going to teach my lecture. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give them assignments. I'm going to go home. I'm going to do the next thing the next day.
Yeah.
I'm going to have that presentation of sophistication and maturity and intellect.
You're going to be comfortable.
Exactly.
You aren't going to be afraid of them.
No.
Do you think you'll be like an asshole? Like eventually as a teacher?
The thing is with it's weird because as someone who was in high school and
Recently.
Like
fucking like they all went to high school, but some went to high school 300 years ago, you know?
Yes, it's a very fresh perspective.
Yeah.
Where you're going from high school and you think, oh, these teachers, they're such, they can just be so mean
assholes.
sometimes. Yeah, I don't understand. But then once you see that side, you're like, oh my gosh, I have to be this way in order for it to.
Oh, once you see the side of being a teacher?
Yeah, as a teacher, you're like, I have to be a certain way to, I wouldn't say, I mean, some can be a certain way. Yes, you have to be strict, and otherwise they won't take anything seriously. So
okay, I'm going to use an example. I'm going to use his, his old name. It's a nickname. Dale from Yale.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you know who he is, you know who he is. If you don't know who he is, you don't know who the fuck he is. Anywho, Dale from Yale was a cool guy. He was kind of in your position at the beginning. Yes. Sub-in teacher, all this shit.
He was fresh out of college.
Okay, I loved him. Thought, this guy's cool. He's young. He's kind of dorky, but whatever.
It works.
He's smart. Yeah. He'll fuck with us. We'll have fun. Like, we chit-chat. We can talk. But then there was a certain point. I don't know what happened, but he became obsessed with control, I feel like, and he was gone, I think, by then, or you were gone by then.
Yeah.
But for me, my experience with him, and I'm obviously a little bit more laid back, I want to fuck around probably a little more than you do. And I was like, bro, like, how could you go from being a chill, cool guy that literally, like, you can have a cult following with these kids. Like
Have a
me and my
conversation,
buddies, like we fuck with you and we'll like ride for you. Like we'll say fuck everyone else. He's the bomb, you know. He's the cool guy.
Yeah.
And then you just become a fucking asshole and you start treating your like not your friends, but the kids who've always respected you.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm the fucking boss. You don't get to even make a joke at me anymore. When I thought, hey man, we're all just having fun here.
Yeah.
You know, that to me was kind of gross. Like, how can you go from he had such promise of being a good teacher, and then he turned into, in my opinion, a bit of an asshole. And the opinion of my friends, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's really on the grade you teach and how you start out and your structure. It's the teacher's structure that is pivotal with the student. It's all in all, because otherwise, if you have no structure or anything that's set for the student, they're going to think, okay, I'm going to go out and do whatever. I mean, it's good to have a casual relationship with your student, and it's okay, but you'd have to be careful with how much you let
power you give them.
Yes, exactly. I
agree with that. He did kind of come into it not knowing what the fuck to do, and then he really tried to tighten it up.
Yeah.
And I was like,
you can't do that.
I get it. You know, I get kind of his reasoning and shit. But at the same time, like, bro, you can't just treat us like fucking out. You know, you can't just. If we've already built a relationship, if we're just friends, right? Yeah. And then all of a sudden I'm like, Dawson, you are my inferior. You have to do what I say. You have to agree with, you know, or something like that.
Yeah.
That's not the right way to do it. If, you know, you get put in a boss position, okay, like be the boss, but also understand that there is a previous, you know, relationship there.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
And the thing is when I first started at St. Stephen's, I was a new kid, and
what grade?
9th grade. And I started fresh into high school. I went to a public school, and then I went to St. Stephen's. When I was at the public school, I had this opinion that, things are gonna be so different. I have the public school opinion, and I'm gonna go in there and walk in and just be the man in front of everyone. The social game, I'll be at the top of the social game. And I walked in there, and what I did is I started friending the seniors and the juniors.
Yeah.
And it helped, but my own grade did not appreciate, because they thought of it more of as annoying.
Yeah.
And that I was trying to be above them. And junior year, it kind of hit me where I'm like, okay, well, the friends that I do have in my grade, I need to create that foundation of establishing that friendship, but also getting along with my grade and having a better relationship. Because I kind of I was distant at first. I wanted to be, I put my name in, but I kind of went distant away from people, and I wanted to more be friends with the older group, just because they thought I was
cooler.
Funnier or cool, and they're cooler. They're seen as cooler.
Let's be honest. Like, if you had a choice between being friends with your grade below you, or the grade 2 years older than you, who the fuck are you gonna pick?
Yeah.
Who can get all the booze? Who can get all the shit? Who can be the fucking cool kids? It's those older kids. You want to hang out with the dweebs, you know, and that elevates your social standing.
But I think the only thing I would say is I think I should have been more social with the people in my grade, because my senior year, it got awkward. It was a very awkward time, because when we were having all these senior moments where we would all hang out, I didn't really know people that really well. I mean, I knew the idea of them, but I didn't have that casual conversation like someone could have with someone who's good friends with them. And I felt kind of out, because I was in the social game, but I was kind of out. I was kind of just like the bystander. I was the one sitting on the couch. Just
you were more
there.
Visual, but you weren't actually in it.
Yes. And I was on the outside. I'm just like, okay, let's, what are we doing? Like, I was just...
You're just watching.
Yes. And I have great friends now who are in my grade, who I'm best friends with those people now. I mean, it's I have a great relationship with them. And I think with what... I regret some things, but leaving out of St. Stephen's, I think what I learned is to hold on to the people that you really have a good friendship foundation with, and that will last.
I think, too, this is just me analyzing a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, you're a real social, like, you know, showed up, you hadn't seen me in 2 years, and, bro, you've been talking pretty easily.
Yeah.
Like, it hasn't been tight or nothing like that. And maybe you saw, like, that you didn't have the closest relation, like, super in depth, But at the same time, the kids probably thought, like, oh, Dawson's my friend, because
Yeah.
you're really social.
Yeah.
Just, it wasn't as tight as
the other people who had held it at the beginning.
But you still probably had pretty good connections, I'd have to imagine.
Yes.
Because I remember watching you run around, and it didn't seem like that many people fucking hated you.
Yeah.
I remember me, I didn't talk to anyone. And I definitely, there were some kids I fucking hated, and some kids, but most of the kids, we were all cool.
Yeah.
But I wasn't even social with them. Like, my kids, my friends, I talked to you once, we're cool. That's it.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I met you when we had study hall together. And
Yeah.
we had this simple, like, God bless. I don't even know where that came from. Do you even know where that came from? I don't remember. I just remember we said something.
I said it sometime, I think.
And I liked it. I'm like, well, let's keep it.
Every single time we saw each other, that was it.
It was a good, like, hey, instead of saying the awkward, like, oh, hey, Magnum, like, I just do the God bless.
It just was like, everything else is dorky. This is, like, funny and ironic.
Yeah, and it's an inside joke.
I'm not, like... I'm not a God-fearing individual.
I mean, anyone can believe anything they want.
Exactly. I don't give a fuck. But that's, to me, was what I thought was kind of, we just had a fun time with it.
It was a very good casual experience. But I mean, even after I graduated high school, I coached at St. Stephen's. I was a coach for cross country and I was a coach for track. And I will say that probably also helped with what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I was around high schoolers, middle schoolers, and some younger kids, and I wasn't, when I first started, I was more like a social supporter.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I just got graduated, and I was offered a position to coach, but I'm thinking to myself, well, these kids just saw me. They're not gonna think of me as like that, like the strict, do this, do that, run that. No, I kind of was in there as like the person who was supportive towards the cross country coach, and
I feel like it's kind of a step though that's like valuable, and maybe hopefully I'm praying you turn out to be one of the good ones. I think you will. I think you got it in you. They all got it in them. It's just whether they can do it. But seeing that, like, you got a little bit of power, but you don't even have the ability to have a lot of power. You can say like, hey bro, let me talk to you for a second. But you can get that, and the little bro is going to be like, oh fuck, like what's Dawson going to say? Like, and whatever critique, it's a respect.
Yes.
You're given a little extra respect.
Yes.
And you don't have a lot of it.
No.
You can't fucking be an asshole. But you understand, like, hey, I can be social with these kids, but I also can be a little bit of a figure that they look up to.
Yes.
And that's, learning to, I think, teeter-totter on that is valuable.
And, I mean, when I first started out, I was kind of put in the spot where, since I'm going to SCF, which was not a big-name school, I kind of had thought, like, oh, I'm behind everyone.
Yeah.
But all in all, I think with what I've done so far, I think things happen for a reason.
You're happy with where you're at?
I'm happy with where I'm at now.
Did it take you a while to get there?
Yes. I mean, now with where I'm at, I think I'm kind of a little bit ahead of people, because the thing is in that position, I'm so thankful for what's been given to me. I think, okay, this is usually something that maybe 28, 27-year-olds are put in. But in that also point, I have to have that same maturity level as a 28, 27-year-old, because I'm 21 and I'm in that position, that above position of being or teaching. So it's a little stressful at times. I mean, all teaching is. I give all the credit to teachers. I mean, they have to give what they're trying to teach to kids, no matter what age they are. You're teaching something, you're educating, and the person is there. No matter if the person doesn't even want to learn or not, you're teaching and you're educating. So I give all respect to any teacher who takes on that position.
So is it though, like going back, was it tough, like being at SCF?
Oh yeah. I mean, the
not
first
having anything really going on.
Yeah, the first few months. I mean, all my friends were at college, and I was at college, but it wasn't that same. When I was leaving St. Stephen's, I was like, I want that college experience. I want to be on my own.
Yeah.
I want to go and go to parties and have a good time. But as the years progressed, I thought sometimes people just don't need to experience that.
Yeah.
They need to deal with what they're given in front of them and just move forward. I mean, you can't really force things.
Yeah.
I mean, I could take out student loans right now and I could go to a university in Florida.
Yeah.
But that's just wasting money to have that college experience. It's like, well, I think to myself, I don't really need that now. I mean, that time has passed. I mean, yeah, I'm 21. I just turned 21. But it's like, I don't know. My brain is thinking, I think that time's over.
Well, it's just a mature and like above your age level. Because
Yes.
I remember I talked to Colton, smartest fucking people.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, this kid,
Smart cookie, yeah.
No, bro, he's a genius. I love him, bro. I put him in my senior speech. I said he was the only reason I graduated freshman year. Or I made it through freshman year.
Yeah. I mean,
in front of the entire school, they all died. Matthew was fucking heaving over because of... But it's the truth, all right? He's such a fucking genius. And he looked at it like that. He's like, dude, like... And he's having fun. He's smart, and family is taking care of him right now. Whatever, but he's like, I wouldn't have done this if I was taking on loans. I wouldn't have. I would have went to UF or wherever. A smaller school, way smaller than Duke. Like. I
mean, that's a lot. It's a private institute, so it's a lot more money.
But he's like, this is what I would have done. I would never take down these loans.
Yeah.
Smart, mature people, in my opinion, all understand and all see that they would never take on these loans. Because it's just a stupid idea. Like, why the fuck am I going to compromise myself for the future when the benefit in the future really isn't going to be what's gained? You aren't really gaining that much of benefit in the future if you go party at UCF or wherever, some more expensive school versus the cheaper school. Yeah. That's not a future, dividend you're going to receive. Does that make sense?
No, it does. And what I did want to get your opinion. What did you think about the I'm trying to think. Sorry. The like Democratic primary like presidential who want free student debt or
Me and my father talked about it on the road trip, okay? We drove. This is why I didn't do a podcast. I was in Colorado driving a ton of shit down a fucking big-ass U-Haul, okay? Jake, you're watching this. I told him already. This is a good way to tell my father. So when you were fucking yelling at me and being a dickhead on the road, guess what I thought? I was driving and I thought, I'm going to take my fucking hands. I'm going to wrap them around your, slightly wrinkled older man neck. And I was going to ring it. But I didn't because that would have probably caused us a crash. It was a very stressful time,
Stressful time, yeah.
And so we're talking before it got to that.
Before it got really escalated.
Yeah, where it escalated just in my head. We were talking about the economy and all this shit. And I think what people don't understand, I'll remind me because I'm going off a bit on a tangent, but I'll come back to the Democratic deal. People don't understand debt. And this, I was going to start talking about when we were talking a second ago, but
it would have flowed, yeah.
People don't understand what the fuck debt is. I'm talking at the bar with this guy, and he's telling me about this and that, and we're having a pretty good political discussion. Best one I've ever had at the fucking bar. Okay, and he seems to be a pretty well educated. He's ex-Air Force, relatively decent guy all around. And he's saying, well, you can't deny that the economy's doing great right now. And I'm kind of agreeing with him because I'm not trying to make a fight. You don't want to. There's no point, because he was a reasonable dude. I said, yeah, the economy's good, but you know how much debt we're in?
Yeah.
He's like, well, what do you mean? I don't even know national debt. What is it? Do you know? And I said, it's something like 22 trillion. And he's like,
just a small sum.
But how can you even have a conversation if you don't know what the fucking debt is?
Yeah.
People don't understand. And me and my father were talking about, listen, when you're giving out money this cheap, the economy that everyone thinks is going so great, the stock market that's just jumping and jumping, how the fuck is it worth 4 times what it was at the bottom, or not even the bottom of it was 7,000 I think it got to, and now it's at 28, 29. That's insane. In 10 fucking years?
Yeah,
this doesn't make sense, guys. You know why? Because we're just throwing in more debt and more debt, more fuel on the fire. And me and my father were talking about it, and he's never been he's never paranoid about this shit. He's always like, listen, we're coming up. We're always doing better. And he's like, bro, this is fucking going to be something. This is going to be something fucking sketchy. Because it's the same shit with student loans.
Yes.
It's the same shit with everyone wants it for free. Everyone wants to pull it in now.
And they don't think about it in the future.
What we should have done is what you do when the economy crashes and it slows down, you lower interest rates. People take out the money because it's free money, because odds are 7 out of 10 people are going to make money if they invest. Yes. So just by the laws of whatever the fuck, okay?
How the economic scale works,
you're going to make money. The economy's going to get pumping, and that's how you get started again. But when it gets pumping, and then you're like, step on the fucking gas. and so now you're going 120, and that's we should lay off here soon. Trump gets in office. 150! Let's fucking go! And he's fucking ramping it. And everyone's like, shit, we're going 150. Look at the time we're making. It's like, dude, do you not see the flames coming off the fucking tires? We have no tread. The gas is almost out. Like, we are out of money. We've been out of money. We're 22 trillion out of fucking money, okay? You think that anything's gonna this is gonna work out?
No, I don't.
Okay, and you're a Republican. You should have been chilling that shit out. And that's what I told the guy, because I'm like, listen, the economy is not that great under Trump. It looks great, but it's fucking built like this. Like, imagine if you got building all fucking
It's kind of like a bunch of blocks that are kind of like mushed together, barely holding up together, and then once it
it's on one thing.
Yes,
you know, coronavirus hits and Chinese fucking economy goes down 10%.
Yes.
10%. That's
a
fuck ton of money, bro.
Yes.
A lot of people lost a fuck ton. And then it bounces up and this, that, and the other. But come on. It's all fraudulent. You know, how's Tesla got 86 or 80 some billion? It's almost as big as GM or bigger.
I mean, look at Amazon also. I mean,
yeah, but how the fuck does that make sense? It doesn't. Because they're just taking the money. They just keep fucking, because you can inflate. You can inflate your numbers. You can inflate your profits. If you take out so much debt, you're going to make some fucking money.
Of course, yeah.
But you're also in fucking debt. And that's what I have to say about the Democrats. Like, they like it. They like spending. They like debt. They're fine with that. And that's okay. But they aren't going to be able to do jack shit.
No.
Because people are going to start getting scared, and it's fucking over.
It's also too large of a sum. Just like that idea of getting rid of everything. It's like, well, they somehow kind of have like a basic plan of what they think they can do. But if they get in that position, do you really think it's going to happen?
Like, shit can't be done in 4 years. You know?
No.
There's no way that UBI, if say Yang won, which he's not, but UBI, you know that universal basic income for those who don't know, that shit, what the fuck's going to happen there? Nothing. Okay, it's going to, if he somehow magically got it done within his 4 years. Yeah. Next fucking Republican that comes in.
He's going to switch everything
taking
that he's
it all
done.
out. It's all, none of that shit's going to last. Universal health, all this shit. I don't really think it's going to work. No. You know, people are not going to go for it for that long.
America also has such a different system compared to, like, let's say Canada, who has universal health care. So it's just like...
And they're more on board with that idea. Yes. A lot more of the people are on board with it. Okay, we'll pay more taxes, and like do this and do that, and we're okay. I was telling you about it. Like, there's a certain level, like with guns, and this is where certain social issues, I think, come to play. Just because it's 51-49, 51 should not have the right to take 49. Because when there's, I told you, if 176 million people want to take away the rights of 174 million people, is that right?
Doesn't seem really fair.
That does not seem fair to me. Even though they got the majority. Fuck you, bro. There's 174 million people that deserve those rights.
Yes.
Or want those rights, or don't agree with you. I don't think you should. I think they should be a nuisance. They should be, you know, these guys are fucking assholes. There's only 10 million of them. Then fuck them. Let's take their rights. You know, if I'm the last motherfucker with a machine gun standing on a hill saying, you aren't taking my fucking gun. Okay, then take it. You know? But until there's only one of me, or, you know, a few of me, I don't think they should have that right.
And you were saying before, like, certain countries like Germany and whatnot, they have like a 90% where
it's like most fucking people agree with this idea. Yes. You know, when most fucking people are socialist, then let's be socialist. But until then, I don't think socialism.
Let's leave the debate open until it gets more like...
I think freedoms should only be restricted when it's a massive majority, not just a majority. Yeah. A majority can... deal with the little shit. Yes. But not massive major changes.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, there's so many, like, with politics especially, how certain values.
Do you got something you're going on?
Not really.
All right. Yeah. Do it. So, if you guys don't believe me about this economic shit, right? Watch this video, Value Entertainment with Rob Kiyosaki. Rob Kiyosaki wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is one of the most famous. Bernie Anelli always talks about, you know, he had a poor dad who taught him poor dad ideas, which he was fucking poor, okay? He'd work for a living, do this type of shit. And then Rich Dad said, this is how you invest, this is how you make money. And he's saying, listen, all my money's in cash and fucking gold. Because when the fucking economy crashes, guess what? I'm buying up that bitch, and I'm going to fucking skyrocket. He's like, this is when I'm going to make my most money. When the fucking economy crashes, and he's ready for it. Yeah. And he sees it. People that have a keen eye and can understand That's the thing. A lot of people don't understand just the simple lending out money.
They don't prepare.
Debt versus income and all this shit. That's why the same with student loans.
Yeah.
I was saying that. People with credit cards, all this shit. Like, do you not understand that it's not your money? You know, you're
it's really
going to
not.
have
They
to
think it
pay
is.
for it
Yes.
eventually. So why make yourself have to pay for it later? Don't you want to make your future better?
Yeah.
Not worse just because you're trying to collect right now. It's like, taking it back to the economy one more time. Okay, it's like we're fucking going fast right now. Don't you understand that maybe it'd be better if we just back the fuck off, just chilled the fuck out, and then let everything kind of heal up, and then went, you know?
Yeah, it's people really don't understand, like, when they make those loans or they take out large sums of money. It's like they don't understand. They don't really think more future sense. They think, oh, I'll worry about it later.
Yeah.
Until it actually hits you in the face, and you're like, I'm in quite a pickle now. Like,
But for me, like, I would be so neurotic about it.
oh yeah,
Like I had a credit card when I went to school.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't touched the fucking credit card since I came
preserved,
back.
like, with, like,
no,
the
no,
cheating.
it's in my wallet and I don't fucking touch it because
Yeah.
seeing that bill, and it wasn't expensive at the end of the month, every fucking month, and it would drive me insane. Now I'm like, anything I buy, I don't order anything off the fucking internet. I'm just paying fucking cash.
Yeah.
It's cash. I don't got to worry about it later. I just pay for it fucking right now. If right now I decide, okay, this is what I need, fine. You know, but I'm not going to say, oh, swipe it. You know how much more I buy? Oh, I don't give a fuck. Oh, I'll pay the extra $3, the extra $3. Then fucking
and that's the
adds
other
up.
thing is, like, some of us don't even remember sometimes. By the time you get
Yeah.
to paying it, you're like, I don't remember buying that. Or like,
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it that much.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it for the fucking sting in my asshole right now that's coming right now.
It's like I said, growing up, there's a lot of complications, but there's also a lot of, like, rewards, I guess.
Yeah, what's been your most rewarding part about it?
I mean, someone who looks as young as I do, I mean, I get to enjoy the adult life of, I mean, by being able to buy a beer or a lottery ticket or making my own money.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, it can be very tricky just because people think this kid's like 12 or 15. No, I am 21. I am an adult. Like, please just give me some form. I know I look young. It's the baby face. I get it. But please just give me that
Respect.
same level. Yeah, same level of, I mean, when I go to, like, out and hang out with people and people at bars are like, can I please see your ID? Like, one time a guy almost, like, bent my card because he thought I was, like, underage. And I'm like, please stop. Like, appreciate. Like, I'm not, I know how young I look. I'm not going to go out and be like, I'm going to get a fake ID. No,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. Like,
I mean, I've always looked a little bit older, but still, you know, it's the same
Yes.
feeling. I'm also fucking bald. But when I turned, like, you know, people always say, or I always said it, like, I don't feel any fucking different. I turned 17. I don't feel any fucking different. Turned say, how do you feel? I don't feel any fucking different, dipshit.
Yeah.
Don't ask me again. When I turned 18, I felt different.
yeah.
Now, I mean, now they're trying to restrict every right of an 18-year-old except to die in the military and vote, which, fucking A, what's that worth anymore? But I was like, you know what? And then I felt it again, like getting armed and stuff. You feel it, but it's like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm equal to you. Even if you're 50.
Yeah.
You can go fuck yourself if you have anything to say about me or any. You don't have any more rights than I do. Well, now you do, buying beers and shit. But essentially, like, the government looks at us as equal fucking people. You know, and to me, I felt that was very powerful. I felt like, you know what? That feels good. I like being an adult. Even if they don't give me the respect. That's what I'm saying about you. Like,
still, yeah.
It's like, you know what, you fucking asshole, the bouncer? I am 21 now, you know?
Yeah.
It's the fucking truth. That's it.
It is, yeah.
So don't fucking test me. I'm an adult. We're fucking equal.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that people who are older, they mostly like to say, well, I have more life experience than you. And that's really all they can have over you. Yeah. Exactly. You're
Cool.
just like, yeah, okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm still an adult.
Yeah.
I still
That doesn't
deserve
change
to
anything.
be treated like that. You don't need
Yes.
oh, buddy, I
Yes.
wipe your ass for you. Oh, buddy, you can't do this. Oh, buddy, you know what? Let me try it at least. You know, because I can't. Because now I can say, I can try anything. I can do anything, really. And they can't say, oh, you're too young.
Yeah.
You know, hey, man, let me fuck up at least.
I mean, when I went to my first bar on my 21st, the guy that I went to, he's like, "Oh, you're such a baby," and I'm just like, "Come on, man, just don't diminish me. Just give me a beer. That's all I really want. I just give me that acceptance of like I can do this now.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know.
But hey, those are some of the things you just gotta fucking deal with.
It's tough.
It's tough, man.
I'm gonna keep referring. I'm gonna give every single time something bad. I'm like, it's tough.
It is. That's why
it's an ongoing theme. Yeah.
Because I remember I said it all of where it started was in 9th grade. I just said it to everything, and people thought I was fucking. They must have thought I was retarded. They must have thought I was on the spectrum or something. Because, bro, this fucking sucks. It's tough.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hate this teacher. It's tough. Like, do you have any emotion? Can you give any response other than it's tough? My mother says something. Magnum, it's tough. Like, clean your room. It's tough. Like, no, man. It's just my response to everything, and that's where. But it's true.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you know what? Fucking deal with it.
Yeah. I mean,
I can't change it. I can't fix all these issues. No. Or, I try, but I can't fix them all.
All you can do really is just hear them out, really, when they ask, like, they have a certain emotion or opinion towards something. You can just hear them out and just, what we're doing right now.
Yeah,
we're just
exactly.
talking and conversing. Just, speaking back when you said back in 9th grade, the only thing the reason how I met you or I kind of like, you stood out is I was looking at a yearbook one year, and that year they had a picture of, people had the iPads, and then they would write like what they want to be or like what you like at St. Stephen's. And this is when you had your bleach like Eminem hair.
Shit,
and
I look like a crackhead in that.
And so your picture is you're like this bland face of like this, and the thing on the side goes education, and I'm like, he did not write that. Did you like?
No, I
assume they probably just gave that to you.
They're like, do you want to say friends or this and the other? I'm like, education. Like I just knew it would be like fucking retarded.
I just saw that, and
I'm saying, like, come on. Like, I have bleach blonde hair right now.
It looked very forced, and I'm just like, I don't think. I mean, did they just like? They're just like, okay, do you want to be in this picture? You're just like, yeah, okay. Or
I think, bro, my memory.
I know it's so far apart.
Because that was 8th grade.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
I think Miranda Carassi came in Mr. Moran's room.
Yeah.
And was like, hey, talking. And she's like, you want to do a picture? Yada, yada. And she maybe grabbed one other kid that was up there with. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, fuck it, sure. Because I was always there at 7 a.m., So I was the first kid there.
Like, why not?
Took the picture. I was like, all right, like, I don't give a fuck. And that was that.
It's usually at that young age where you just think, like I don't mean to keep going back to high school, but in that.
I think this is what it was. I'm not going to say my friends. I'm not going to say I love the environment. I was like, what's the only decent thing that St. Stephen's can do? The educate. And that's what I thought was kind of like, you know what? Fuck all their, I love the environment. I love the society here. I love all the people. No, I like the education. That's what I think came to it.
I mean, every school has that, I guess. Sorry.
You're good.
I think I just say like every school has their flaws with things, and I really appreciate with what was given to me after St. Stephen's because I'm at SCF now, and I think there are people there who are they're so unaware with real life situations that they're in college and they're going towards something. They think, oh, I'm just here for school. It's just like a school thing. They just think, oh, it's like another every day to day, and instead like. I'm thinking to myself, wow, I'm here, but I'm here to do something and towards something.
I feel like there's a few parts of that. One part could be most people I feel like are institutionalized.
Yes.
So where they just need, what do I do? Wake up, go to school.
Yes.
Wake up, go to
very
job,
basic stuff, yes.
Very simple, very primitive type ideas. The other thing with St. Stephen's is, I don't know, it's just, it can be the same.
Yes.
It could easily, maybe it made you a go-getter and understand that. But at the same time, for a lot of these kids, I know it was just wake up, go to school, same shit. And then for me, like, I thought it was when I went to FSU, I was like, I took a step down. Like, did you feel that at SCF? Because when I went to, like, my first classes at FSU, I'm like, this is lower than my last English class.
Yes, when I went to SCF, I kind of like, well, I know how to do this. Like, I know how. They're like, well, let's write an essay, write a thesis. I'm like, I know how to do that. Like, it's already been cemented in my brain on how things work, and so I excelled in those parts. But it's that element of this is your responsibility.
Yeah.
It's not like you go to school and you have to go to you're kind of put in that situation where you have to go to high school. College, there, it's like, if you don't show up to class, because they're strict, if you don't go to 2 classes, they can drop you.
Yeah.
And then all that money you put in, that's just gone.
Gone.
And you get fined for it. So it's just like, they put that responsibility on you, and it's like, you got to go. I mean, you paid for it. You have to go to that class in order to progress.
Yeah.
So it's just...
Well, it's responsibility, like you said.
And that's what kind of pushes...
Shit's on the line.
It's what pushes you more into that mature thinking, like, daily schedule, I got to do this, but it's working towards something.
Yeah.
It's not just like, I wake up, I eat, I go to school, I come back home, and I fall asleep.
Yeah, see, I think doing that with kind of like a proper direction is valuable. Like, that was my problem. Like, I didn't have that.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that in the school. Like, because by the time you're 18 and you still don't have that, you probably aren't going to think education's the route. Or at least for me, I never thought education was the route, so that's why I bailed. You know, I was like, listen, if I'm going to do something and go towards something, I'm not going to do it having to deal with tests, having to deal with teachers, because I hate that shit. Okay? If you have a goal, like if your goal is to be a history teacher, you know, I like history. I think that'd be a cool job. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I think it'd be fun. You just get to talk history. You get to tell. It's like a story.
It's not like the thing is with history, it's different from other
concrete.
subjects. Yes, exactly. It's not like this is how it is. History, it's up to interpretation.
Why I was good at history? I'm good at bullshitting. I would write, what's the answer? I don't fucking know the answer, but I know that I know everything around the answer.
Yes.
I know that this happened before and that happened after. And maybe while I'm writing the answer, I'm like, oh shit, I just figured out the question. You know, the answer. I just worked through it.
It kind of all connects usually with like certain things. Like if you can think like this has happened in the past. Oh, this all connects here. That's the answer right there.
Yeah, and it's fun, and I enjoy that. But for me, if I wanted to be like, first off, that just doesn't sound that fun to me. Getting into being a history teacher, but actually going to work and doing that stuff, to me, just doesn't sound fun. Some people may like the 3 months off in the summer.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds cool, but I didn't really like the all this shit, you know? So I'm not going to go through that. I'm not going to go through the pain of being in college because it hurts for me. For 4 years, I'm like, fuck it. If I can do a podcast and, you know, talk to somebody who likes history, you know, talk to Lloyd. We're talking about the Mongols a little bit. Like, talk like that. That's still fun, and I don't like the restriction.
Yes.
You know, so the freedom to me was worth it. Does that make sense?
I mean, as long as you live your best life, I mean, that's really all that. I know that's kind of such a cliche. Live your best life, like, you know, but I mean, honestly, it's such a significant, like,
here's something though. People try living their best life.
Yes,
they get into debt.
Yes.
And they do all these fucking things because they don't understand. They're just trying to live their best now.
Yes, and not future-wise.
Nothing is guaranteed to the future. Yeah, sure, but you know what? It's not guaranteed for fucking anyone, all right?
Yeah.
I could die tomorrow. I was thinking about, I'm like, fuck, coronavirus hits, right? Like,
disease.
Like, we're all fucked. Like, the apocalypse is going down. Why the fuck didn't I just party and get fucked up and, you know, have fun? I'm like, because Magnum, what are the fucking odds that coronavirus hits? I don't know.
I mean,
but less than fucking, you know, I know what's going to happen in the day to day.
Yes.
You know, I know that if I keep grinding without any crazy coronavirus and all that shit fucking getting me, I'll be okay. I'll grow to something better.
Yeah.
But people don't try to grow to something better because they think something else is going to hit them. And when they make their life so open to other things hitting them, they're like, well, no, this problem happened. My car broke down. My this broke down. My that. Guess what? If something crazy happens in my life, am I going to be affected? Probably not.
No.
You know, a family member could die tomorrow, and I would be like, well, this hurts and that. I got to reposition this. But at the end of the day, I'm still stable enough. You know, something can massively change in my life, but I'm still stable enough to where I can weather it. But people that are so off get caught up in this idea of, oh, I don't even know what's going to happen in the future. No, I know what the fuck's going to happen in the future right now. I know that I got to work out, I got to go to the pool room, and I got to do this fucking podcast, and that's it. And I got to just try to keep growing, you know, and getting better.
Yeah. I mean, you have to establish a system, and there are things that are happening around the world that you think about, but you really don't think about because it's not impacting your daily life.
Listen, you don't need to fucking worry about it.
Yeah.
Oh, Wuhan's gonna come get me. Bitch, you got bigger problems to worry about, okay? The fucking IRS is gonna get you before Wuhan, okay? Yeah. Wuhan, and here's the other thing. Wuhan kills me. I like calling it Wuhan. It's more fun, you know? If Wuhan fucking gets me, guess what? I'm fucking dead.
Yeah.
That's it. I can't control it, and I'll die happy knowing that, well, at least with what you were shown, you worked your heart. You know, you had your head on your shoulders.
And I guess to add to the live your best life, I think you just have to focus on the responsibilities that are given to you. That's also with the best life kind of situation. Know that what you do has effects. I mean, eventually.
Here, let's change it. Let's be the first podcast to change it. Okay. From live your best life, create your best life.
Create your best life.
Imagine that. That's the thing. And me and my buddy were talking about. We were having a conversation about. Oh fuck, that was close, bro. If I spilled that monster, I'd be. I would have went Super Saiyan. I would have turned blonde again and fucking grown out.
It's like grows like Play-Doh. Just like
No, me and him were talking about, and I was talking about like heaven and hell and this and that. And I don't believe in God. No, I don't really give. We don't need to talk about it. Anyways, so we're thinking about. I'm like, you know, if I went to hell, and like I was just saying, like, imagine if God was real though. I'm like, imagine how fucked because he was an atheist. So I'm like, imagine if Jesus came down and we're like, fuck. Like, I would be pissed. I would be like, oh, shit. But then, you know what? I'd be like, whatever. I tried my best. Mm-hmm. You know? I tried doing my best. Or from what I was shown, I did what I thought was rational. Yeah. I didn't believe. Whether you agree, whether you disagree, it doesn't really matter. But that's my interpretation of it. And then we were talking more and more about it. And it's like, what if, you know, you go to hell and it's only if you started out lower than where you were born. So say I'm born here. And I work hard and I try to do the best thing. And then I'm reincarnated and I go to heaven. You know, each hell is just hell for that one existence of you. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like, you die here and say I die right now and I've just been screwing off and I have a vision of hell in my eyes. I'm reincarnated in that hell. And then there's going to be a heaven and a hell there. You know, and then I keep going down. Yeah. So you just keep going up and down. And I'm like, well, shit, that's a fucking cool idea. That's a hard-working idea to where, listen, bro, I can guarantee you get into heaven. All you got to do is work your hardest to make your life better. Because no matter what point you die, you'll level the fuck up. Yeah. I was like, that's a fucking cool, that's a motivating way to think about it, you know, versus just, I'm going to pray and get there, I'm going to do this and get there. No, it's like, no, it's your choice. Mm-hmm. Do you want to go to heaven or do you want to go to hell?
It's based, on the virtue. On your
Does that make sense, though?
Yeah, no, it
does.
And
I thought that was a cool idea, because, like, that means if you just fucking grind, like, it will happen. Working harder and trying to make your future life better will make your future life better, your kids, if you have them, future life better, and, you know, keep going to heaven. And then if one guy... And here's the other part that I thought was fucked up. I'm like, if I subscribe to that notion, there is no way I could go to hell. There's no way I could just sit back and just say, well, fuck the next guy. Like, fuck the next guy. That's my next reincarnation. If I got to deal with hell later, that's going to fucking suck dick. Yeah. You know?
I mean, there's so many different perspectives on what happens after we, like, leave this earth. Some people think there's nothing. You're just going to end up as nothing. Some people think, well, if my morality has been good or bad, has my morality been defined already where I'm going to go? Or, I mean, some people, like you said, there are religions that believe based on what you've done, you get reincarnated into something depending on what you did with that life. So I think you're combining those elements, and it's a good way to think, because you're right. I mean, you're moving up depending on what you've done with your life. If you worked your hardest, or if you just given up on what you've been given to you.
And I think it's in general, though, a proper idea when you take out the heaven and hell bullshit. You know, you just take it where, listen, if you work your hardest to make your life better, truthfully better, not just be an asshole to your kids and not fucking take care of, you know, be a better individual, make more money, work harder, but also have a relationship with all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Holistically. Your kids are going to have a better life than you. And it's just going to keep compounding, you know? And that's a cool and a truthful idea. You know, if I just fucking screw off, well, guess what? My kids are probably going to be fucked. They're probably going to be in a worse situation than I was in. And if they don't learn from me and they just screw off, guess what? Their kids are going to be in a worse and worse situation. They're just going to keep stepping down the ladder when we should be stepping up. So how can I just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to make my best life or whatever, live my best life. No, I'm going to create my best life and then give it to them. And then hopefully they create another better life.
We need to label that, create your best life, and sell it.
Get rid of the it's tough.
Yeah,
create your best life in some like bitchy fucking font, like all curly with like blues and yellows.
Add some, drips to make it look a little bit better. Just
some
like
glitter.
Yeah. Yo, just sell
Embroider
that. People will find that creative.
Fuck that. I'm not an artist.
Just expand the name. It's tough, but create your best life.
It's tough. Create your best life.
That could work.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going for that right yet.
Slow steps.
Yeah,
Slow steps.
baby steps.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, did you have any other questions?
Oh, yeah, bro. I got a ton of fucking questions.
I know we were just rolling off of just what we were talking about. I didn't know if...
Fuck, we talked about a lot of shit.
Yeah, we threw a bunch out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Like, the conversation should be...
Just flowing.
Easy flowing, you know? Like, that's what I've been trying to get away with the questions and shit. Like, I try really not to use this anymore. Because I started out and it was just like an interview. So, like, tell me where you're from, tell me. But no one gives a fuck about that. I feel like it's so much cooler. And Joe Rogan does it. And he's got, like, questions already set up, Questions already. Fuck it. You want to talk about heaven and hell? What you think about that? I mean, we could.
I mean, to me, just religion is... It's a touchy subject, which I have no problem talking about, but because I just have my
talk about it to your comfort.
Okay, all right. I mean, I think to some level there is a place where we go depending on how we act as human beings, and I think karma plays a big part in that. I think because I fully believe there is a karma where if you act a certain way, it's gonna affect or something's gonna happen
Negative
later.
Effect.
Yes, so that's why and especially as growing older and having a more adult life, I try to have good grounds of good intentions towards people. I try to be as good of a person as I can be and not have such negative thoughts towards people depending on their actions.
So what? Not have negative thoughts towards people. So like if someone's an asshole, you don't like...
I try not to, even though the thoughts sometimes come up, but I try not to just say, okay, like... Unless it's in complete like right on sorry, my words are jumbling.
It's so good.
If it's like right in front of me and it's confronting towards me, then I'll be a little bit more. I wouldn't say emotional, but I would be more
anger towards it.
Yes. Yeah. But if I see something like in the news, someone has done something, it's like you were saying before in some podcasts with I think it was Kendall and John, where they were saying people who do things, and I think if it works for them in their life, then you can understand sometimes their perspective, and you think you may not think it's right, but in their opinion, if they think,
I think what you were trying to my part of what you're saying is I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah,
I think that you shouldn't hate someone just because they do something wrong.
Yes,
I should try to understand it.
Yes,
are they fucking crazy? What was the reason behind it? Can be good, can be bad. Once I figure out if it's a good or bad motive, and they did something, say, bad, then I can understand and I can say, well, you're a fucking bad guy.
Yeah.
But if you did something bad and I just see it, well, how I don't know all the fucking variables. I don't know what's at play. So how can I judge you?
Yeah, that's true. And the thing is when we look at people like that, when they try, even there are people who make attempts to, if they do something bad and they try to move on from it, let's say they go to jail, and after jail, they're trying to redo their life. They're going to start below where they started, but they're going to try to grow back to where they were originally. And the thing is society likes to put the label on them of what they did in the past, and they kind of just focus on that more than if we see, okay, he's trying to better, or she's trying to better themselves.
Yeah. And we talked about this a little bit before, is the emotional involvement.
Yes.
When you're super emotional, like today, modern politics and shit, you're so emotional about all this bullshit. Nothing right's gonna fucking occur from that. Emotion does not lead to the right answer. Thinking logically and fucking unbiased and objectively, that'll lead you to the So if this guy is a fucking criminal, but he's trying to turn his life around, listen, I see his past. I understand that, hey, I'm not going to fully trust this man. But if he shows me,
the effort
in an objective way, like he shows me, bro, for the past 7 years, this guy has been a fucking saint. Fuck, even if he killed somebody, I may gotta be like, all right, bro, 7 years, You can't just fake that.
No.
You know, that's not bullshit. I can't be, even if you killed somebody close to me, you know, maybe then it's a little different.
It's a little bit different.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
that's like catering you like on the core.
Or like whatever, your heart.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying. Like, even then, you have to at least understand, like, maybe I'll hate him, but I don't think he's a horrible person anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I can still hate you, but listen, I understand you've done better for yourself. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I'm happy that you've changed.
Yes.
But we aren't being friends. I don't fucking like you. If I could, I'd fucking kill you. But I understand that you've gotten better.
And you're doing better for yourself.
Exactly. And that's something, you know.
And I think that's what people need to look at more is when someone who's, like you said, if someone's putting 7 years towards making themselves a better person and trying to get back to where they were, it's like you got to just appreciate that person's grind towards that and trying to change people's perspectives and not be so, I guess you could say, arrogant.
Yeah, well, I think here's the other people, not just to shit on people, but you know, everyone says that, oh, it's so easy. This guy had money, he gave it to his kids, you know, yeah. And there's a few examples of it. So say, you know, your daddy gives you $5 billion, you and your 3 brothers, okay?
Okay.
And you and your 3 brothers turn that into $5 billion each.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Your daddy gave you $1 billion, say $1 billion each, whatever the fuck you want to say, you know? It takes something, you know, that takes talent. That takes, I can't discredit you just because you sure, would you have been a billionaire without him? Probably not. But you're a fucking successful man.
Yeah.
You know, you fucking worked. You did something that I couldn't do, you know, or I don't think I can do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
You need to understand that, put yourself in the same fucking situation, dipshit. You know, you kill somebody and you're like that and you're a fucking criminal. Could you turn your life around? I mean, you aren't in that situation, but it's possible that that's not the case.
No. Yeah.
You know? So you need to understand all these different variables.
It's a very complicated kind of.
Yeah, obviously, but you got to work through that complicated shit. You got to... Understanding. That's what I say about the podcast all the fucking time. Perspective and understanding.
Yes.
Perspective, understanding, you know? Like, we're trying to build perspective and build understanding of these different, like, ideas. Like you said, you know, people could say a million things about you, but you come on here and this is the truth. This is what I really think. You know, I'm not going here because of this or because of that. No, I think it's the right decision.
Yeah.
You know, this is my reasoning behind it. And then, but people don't understand that, or people don't hear it, okay, or they don't. If I look at you, maybe I'll think about it, you know? But some people won't even think about that. They'll just be, oh, he's a dipshit.
Yeah.
You know? No. There's more to it.
Because they'll go back to maybe their opinions of thinking, well, that's not what I've done. Or like something else. Like it's so below me, or sometimes they're arrogant towards it.
We aren't the same people.
Yeah.
You know? It's the same thing with having a daddy that's got $1 billion and thinking, oh, if I had a daddy with $1 billion. If you had a daddy with $1 billion, you'd have a fucking oxy problem, okay? That's the truth of the matter, you know? It wouldn't be, oh, I turned it into 5 or 15 or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like I said, you just gotta live your best life. Oh, no. Sorry. Create your best life.
Create your best life.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's all good. We're learning here.
We're learning here. We're growing. But yeah, I think.
So you were a competitor in track, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I did a variety of sports. When I was at St. Stephen's, I started out with football. Mm-hmm. I was a freshman, skinny bean, you know, I rode the bench, and I came into that school thinking, I'm going to play on the football team. I'm going to start. I'm going to do some work. And nothing like that at all. I didn't memorize any of the plays. I was lazy, and I kind of was just like, okay, I guess I just got to. Yeah, and I think I didn't quit. Yeah. I grinded through the whole season. But that spring, I mean, I joined track, and I tried to do sprinting, but the coach was like, okay, we're going to put you in long distance. And I thought, oh, he thinks I'm a long distance runner. He kind of just didn't want me to do sprints. Yeah. He needed more fast people. But the funny thing is I fell in love with distance. I did really well. I got to the point where I was like, okay, well, now I want to do cross country. So I go to cross country. And my older sibling did cross country. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I can, he can help me and give me some wisdom on that. And so we ran it together. And at the very end, I mean, I beat his PR time. And after that, it just went off. I I went to states 3 times. I became the captain senior year, and it just developed. And same thing with track. I mean, I got to the point where I became more like a leader position from junior year, and it just grew.
So were you competing with yourself, your brother,
I
just
think
to be better? Like,
I think at the beginning it was competing towards my brother, but I think as I've got more developed into it, I was doing it to better myself and have a group
yeah,
at high school where I can belong with like a club or something like that. And
yeah,
the running kind of developed into this I wouldn't say stigma, but just this title of being a cross country runner or running distance all the time.
You fit into that clique.
Yes, and
You're a runner. I know. I remember. You're football. You got the jocks, the runners, the potheads, the vapors, the fucking retards. Like they all, they're around.
And I mean, but the thing is though, is I also my sophomore year I thought, okay, but I want to do more because my brother he was very heavily academic, and I wanted to do something completely different where I could also stand out. So I decided, okay, I'll spirit. We'll do school spirit. So I go to the head sports coordinator and I say, what is it going to take for me to be the mascot of the school? And he's like, we can just let you do it. And I'm like, okay. I thought I'd have to like compete, like try out or something. He's like, no, like we don't have
that many kids want to be the mascot.
No one wants to be the mascot, And I'm like, okay, well, I'll give it a shot. And so I go in there. It was first time it is like 100 degrees in that thing, and so I'm out there and I thought I have to be in this the whole game. It's at football games, and so I'm sitting there and I'm walking around and I'm like, I am drenched in sweat and I had to take breaks, and it got to the point where one of the times I almost had a heat stroke because it was sweating so much. And I mean it was a great time because I got that full spirit and no one knew who I was. Until like after 2 weeks, I'm like, yeah, I'm Freddie Falcon. And they're like, don't tell anybody. I'm like, nope, everyone, I'm Freddie Falcon. Like, it's me. Look at me. I mean, and I guess that was kind of like the high school, like, I want that attention, I guess, which that was kind of also the social.
Yeah.
Like,
well, the more at St. Stephen's, the more louder you are.
Yes.
The more people are going to know you. The more people are going to like you. And it's just going to be, it's playing a game.
Yes.
I'm sure it's like that at most schools. But because it's such a small school.
It's very small.
You know everyone's name.
Yes.
I didn't know any of the fucking kids younger than me. I literally did not care to learn a single one of their fucking names, okay?
Yeah.
I learned maybe a few of my sister's friends' names, but that was it. But I knew the dorkiest kid. I knew the coolest kid,
Yeah.
So, but in order to be the coolest or the one that was the most liked, you know what I'm saying? You had to be fucking loud. You had to be
just get your
the
name out
most
there.
spirited. Those were the kids that I even remember a few of them. I was like, that kid was a fucking or like not a dork, but freshman year he wasn't really
really loud.
involved.
He wasn't loud.
He wasn't that popular.
Yeah.
He was cool. These kids don't change, but he wasn't popular.
Yeah.
In that term at the school. And then he got louder and he did this and more people saw him and more people were cool.
And that's exactly, I mean, I did, I mascotted. I mean, literally my schedule, I packed my schedule so much in high school. I went to school and then I went to cross country practice, and then on Fridays I would be or Thursdays I would do mascot practice, and then I would go to the football games, and then the next morning I would have to run a cross country meet. So I was very
so you got tight schedules. Then.
Oh no,
you were telling
I do.
Me now.
I mean,
you want to tell them the schedule?
Yeah.
Now?
So my schedule now is I go to work from 8 to 4, and then from 5 to 10 I go to school. So it's a very tight schedule. So I get home and I'm exhausted, but I feel like I've completed my day, and the day goes by so fast that it's just like, okay, move on to the next one, and it's helped me kind of push things further for what my future goals are. So it's like this day gets done, next day I'm done, I did everything that I wanted, and I'm moving to the next day, and it helps a lot. But yeah, I mean, it started with high school, and I was just so involved with everything that, I mean, I joined student council, I did a variety of things, I did photography, I did all this other stuff. I just wanted to keep myself busy. And, I mean, I focus on my academics to some degree, but I think I was very developed in the social matters of St. Stephen's rather than the educational. But, I mean, I still had good grades. It just wasn't what I think. If I focused more towards education, I think it would have been a little bit different. I think, but the thing is, I probably wouldn't have been as social.
It was rewarding for you to be social.
Yes, I mean, it has its benefits.
Versus being, intellectual or whatever. Like, you're so smart. It wasn't like he was fucked off, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But having these tight, whatever, schedule, working hard, knowing that you're working hard and
Yes.
you're working to, hey, I'm not that social or I'm not that popular, but I'm going to boost it. You know, it's a goal you're achieving and you're happy when you're actually making something better. It's like growing.
Exactly.
You know, you're actually growing. You enjoy that. You enjoy the process of, I'm enduring pain. Like, to me, like, nothing sounds worse than waking up, fucking teaching a bunch of little dipshits, and then going to school, like, all this shit. To me, like, and I was talking to my father about it. It was funny. I'm like, you know what? Probably dropping out of school was not the most mature decision. Like, I try rationalizing it with myself, thinking I was mature here, mature there. But I'm like, you know what the truth is? The real, like, I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. If nothing happens for me and I gotta work, at least I won't have to deal with that shit. Because that shit just was something I didn't want. You know? That just was, I knew I didn't want it, and that's just not what I'm going for. So I'm just gonna try to figure it out right now, and that's it.
Yeah,
I feel better just trying to fucking ride by the seat of my pants and figure it out and just bang it.
Yeah.
Okay, versus having it all set up for me. Whether at the end of the day I'm somewhere higher or somewhere lower, who the fuck knows? You know?
Yeah.
It doesn't fucking matter. But I just couldn't do that. That just wasn't for me. I'd rather be doing something, you know? Because that, to me, I feel like I'm growing towards something I actually want.
Yes.
Versus growing in a direction that I don't really want. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I get what you're saying. And it's just, I think just because I've gotten so used to having the tight schedule, it kind of trained me to have that future, like, goals and to work towards those goals. I mean, I think senior year of my high school, I was just like, okay, it is the last year. Like, I need to get in high gear. Even though I have all these things that I'm doing, I need to think realistically of what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
And it was scary. I mean, it's a scary thing to think about because, yeah, you're in high school and you're thinking, oh, yeah, you know, I go to school, I say hi to the people that I'm friends with, and I go to class. And like you said, we were talking before, just going that schedule of just going to school, going home, and all that stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day of senior year, I'm just like, well, what's going to happen next? Like the next day, like I have another day where I have to plan out what's going to happen next. And it kind of freaked me out. But I think with the decisions that I've made, I think it's made me a little bit more calm on thinking, okay, well, I'm doing the right thing. I'm making the right decisions to make the best future for me.
Was it tough making like the right decisions? Whereas you said your brother was pretty smart and pretty, like, you know, your right decisions were different from his already proven right. Does that make sense?
I mean, it's difficult because having, no matter who it is, if they have an older sibling, I mean, I know you're an older sibling. Yeah. Your parents are going to have different perspectives on you. Just the older sibling, sometimes they're going to think, well, some parents may think this is the standard of what the older sibling you should do, at least to the younger sibling.
Yeah.
And I think just we were talking about, we have to appreciate that you can't put yourself in that position to be at the same level as the older sibling. You have to make your own decisions and you have to go your own path.
My sister, she does whatever the fuck she wants.
Exactly.
You know? She plays tennis. She goes. She's homeschooled. Whatever. She does that. That's her thing now, and that's that. Me, I went a totally different route. They don't shit on me for this route, but they definitely ain't telling her, "Hey, Paradise, go do it." Because could she do this? No. Can I do what she's? Could I stay in tennis long enough to play college level? No. I fucking bailed at 16. I couldn't handle it.
I mean, I think people can be forced something, but I don't think they would enjoy it, and I think it would kind of hurt their like.
Yeah, but I couldn't do it mentally.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like I couldn't stick in it. So when I had the chance, when I like put in enough work to bail, I bailed when I could. Yeah. You know, and she didn't. But my parents understand it.
Yeah, I mean,
they're just like, well, fuck. I mean, what are we gonna do? Beat their ass or fucking scream and yell at them or tell them how pathetic they are? That's really gonna help them.
That's not gonna do anything but hurt them. And I think just looking back now, I think, wow, I'm doing a lot. And at 21, I've achieved so much. Like I chaperoned the Dominican Republic trip at St. Stephen's. I was a chaperone for 10 kids. Like going from being a student,
it's fucking mature.
It's a mature thing to do. And I was in charge of these people. And I mean, that experience of also being down there, I taught kids English. And that was that was a great experience to have also, because that's something that I have on my resume. Not to say just towards my resume, but I was helping people.
Yeah.
I was teaching. I was educating.
You learned though.
Yes,
too.
I learned
It's
something
like,
completely
holy
different.
Fuck, this is different. Like, it's
completely
experience
different.
gained.
Yes, exactly, and it's something that not many people get the chance to do, where they can go to a different country and think, okay, well, I'm here to teach kids something that is usual, like a normal thing in the United States.
Because you see their perspective too. You're
Exactly.
like, well, how the fuck did you get through life not knowing that?
I mean,
you sure already know this shit.
Yeah, and
but why don't you? Well,
and that's the thing is, like, when I was down there, I mean, the kids, I mean, they don't have as much resources as the people in the United States. Obviously, it's a different country. It's not as I would say established as the United States, but they were so eager to learn, and they're so eager to just get a new perspective, or not, I wouldn't say new perspective, but just get something else that's different in their usual routine. And they have new people coming in. They were so excited. We're around them all the time. We're teaching them these simple things, like simple like words like fish or bread or something like that. Yeah. And they were just so excited to learn all these different things. But at the end of the day, that experience, I'm thinking, wow, that is something that I'm not going to forget. And it's something that helps me in the future when I want to educate people of anything. I mean, history. I mean, when I want to teach history, I'll look back on my experiences of what I've done to prepare for what I want to do in my life. And
going back to like not bashing teachers, but I think that's valuable because you understand, like, you're so young, so you can remember when you were in high school and how you felt. And that's a common feeling that you have in high school. But I feel like a lot of these teachers, like, there were a few good ones I felt kind of understood me or what I'm going through or my situation, you know. But then there's other ones, and I get it if there's so many kids in a class, but at like our small ass school, it's pretty easy to get a feel for every one of your students.
Yeah.
You know, people that don't take the time to actually try to understand their students, you're an asshole. But if you actually try to understand, if you actually are like, well, I've seen this, I've seen that, and you can relate it, then maybe it's a little bit more beneficial for you, for the students. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You know?
And that's the whole job of being a teacher, is that you're not just teaching, but you're giving information to kids to where you can understand that you were there once.
Yeah.
You were the student, and you're learning to improve your process of thinking, but also to incorporate things that you're going to maybe use in the future. I mean, I'm not going to say that. I mean, middle school, like, algebra is something that you will remember. If it's something that you're interested in, then I mean, you're not going to focus on it as much as, let's say, you love science. You're going to focus more on the science stuff because it's something that you like. And I think it's just teachers need to. I'm not going to say teachers need to. I mean, I'm in such a young position. People just need to understand people who are, I guess, unaware or not as motivated to do things. And you know, you have to understand, like, okay, they're not motivated, but I have to do my best job to make sure they can understand.
I feel like you have to understand. I mean, maybe it's a lot calling on teachers to do this. Maybe it is. Maybe it fucking isn't. Maybe it's their job at the end of the day. I don't know. All right, I'm not saying which one it is, but it's the same with fucking politicians and all that shit. You know, shouldn't a politician understand why people, you know, the other side thinks like that? Wouldn't that be valuable? Isn't it valuable to understand how a fucking libtard thinks? Isn't it valuable to understand how a fucking KKK member thinks? You know, all those things, understanding the different fringes and the different edges and why they think like that is way more valuable. And guess what? You can defeat them way easier versus if you really know your shit's right, you know, versus just pounding into them and saying, motherfucker, why don't you understand? No. Okay. They're never going to learn like that. You didn't dismantle their argument.
Yeah.
Oh, why do you think like that? Well, let me tell you why this is bullshit and this is bullshit and this is bullshit.
Well, you don't want to use that much vulgarity.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand what. Yes,
I'm embellishing.
No, I get it.
I'm making it more fun for you, me, and the viewers.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, if people understood and tried doing it that way, I feel like we'd get so much farther.
Yeah.
Because we'd all like kind of be on a similar page, or at least we'd understand. Like, I could flip to your page if I needed to.
Yeah. I mean, there's different methods to teaching where sometimes. Like, every student has a different way of learning something. I mean, there's the hands-on approach where you show them exactly why this is. And that's why it's kind of like, I love history so much, because it's up for interpretation.
Yeah.
It's up for what you think why this happened, why, I mean, also, it's also the study of human beings and how we have acted in society. But it's just, that's why when I want to teach history, I want to focus on, okay, well, you may think like this, but give me your evidence of why you think this thing is like that. And then it gives them the opportunity to use their brain and to have that cognitive, thinking process of being like, okay, well, thinking back, I mean, of course, when they're in the starting stages, it's more starting stages, they're going to think, well, broad stuff like, okay, Christopher Columbus went to America, or like because he wanted to go to America or something like that. But as the year progresses, they're going to know that getting more information, they're like, okay, well, he went there because
the Queen paid him to, and he needed something to do, and he wanted to go to the Indies.
Well, he wanted to go to India and have different trade routes, but he found something. And like I said, it's just that idea of you're in a starting position, and it's leveling that person up to finding the best method for them to learn. Yeah. I guess it's just the teacher on how they teach it. It's how you do it, I think, primarily. I know I kind of went all over the place with that statement a little bit.
That's cool, though. That's interesting, like how you actually are moving and you can see them grow with you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, here, I'm here. Let's get you there.
Yeah.
The one thing, and I don't think it's as big in history. I think it's more prominent in like English.
Yes.
Is like actually moving your opinions. You know, I feel like, and that's what I felt like with maybe Dale. He was a libtard, I think. But he was like a libtard with like an old Republican, like, I think people should be tough. But at the same time, he was very ninny.
Yeah.
Fuck it. He was a pussy, okay? He was a pussy and maybe had some Republican views, in my opinion. Not anyone else's opinion. Anyways, though, and I felt like he was trying to just, why don't you listen to my opinion? You know, my opinion's right. Here's why it's right. And then me and my friends, because we are trying to make it through this 45-minute or an hour and a half block English.
Yeah.
Okay? We're just trying to argue with you. It goes faster when we argue, bro. Do you not get that? So we're trying to fight with him, and this is why it's wrong. This is why we disagree, yada, yada. And I feel like when some teachers, probably in English, get so hell-bent on that, that's kind of a problem. You know? But like in history, maybe you can say, hey, man, like this is just the facts.
Yeah.
You know? That's it. That's what's kind of cool about it. And like, all right, one more thing.
No, you're good. I like the
history. To me, we're all given the same facts, and you know, some people say, "Well, this is history's bogus. They don't teach really Columbus's ideas. They don't teach, you know, true Black history. They don't teach this. They don't talk about this character because." Fine, fuck it, cool, okay. But at the end of the day, most of us have been taught the same American history.
Yes.
Okay, no matter what, even if it doesn't give enough to this or doesn't give enough to that, but we all develop our own fucking opinions, and that's kind of cool.
It is.
You know, I can say, you know, I can see different things I can find inspiration from certain characters that are kind of evil and kind of bad, but I'm like, fuck, like, Andrew Jackson was a horrible man, but he was a bad motherfucker. Like, he didn't give a shit, you know, and you see it kind of like with Trump and shit like that. Like, you see they're kind of, there's similar relationship.
They parallel a little bit, yeah.
I think Trump may have said it, like Andrew Jackson was one of the greatest presidents.
I think he said Reagan also, yeah. But they're similar.
But Reagan's a little different.
Well, yeah,
like Reagan, in a modern Republican, he's kind of their fucking figure. You know, they really love him.
Yeah, yeah.
But Jackson?
Yeah.
Jackson, most people are like, yo, motherfucker, like, that guy was bad. He killed a ton of Indians. He told Native Americans. He made the Trail of Tears, all this shit, you know? But Trump's like, nah, he's the fucking best. And I understand why he would say that, because in my opinion, Andrew Jackson was a badass.
Yeah.
But also, that's very scary for a modern president to say that this badass who fucking, you know, genocided in some cases tons of people, you know, you look to him as fucking inspiration?
Yeah. I mean, just to get personally, my favorite president is Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Rocks it very hard.
Sick as
he
fuck,
is
honestly,
a cool president.
Right? No, because he just big dick policy. Okay,
yeah,
it was actually big stick for you dumbasses. You remember? I mean, obviously, you know that.
Yes,
where it's
I had
like,
the class,
bitch, I had the biggest fucking stick or dick, and I'm gonna beat the fuck out of anybody who wants to come at me. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, he's kind of established the elements of like social care and whatnot. I mean, he established like the nature parks and whatnot. It's like he's appreciating the environment, and
I hate to be an agreeful person.
It's okay.
But he's one of my favorite presidents too. Like number one, because here's why.
He is number one for me. Yeah.
He wanted to help the environment. He wanted to protect it.
Yeah.
He made America strong and look fucking strong. You know, it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to save the environment and be a pussy and we need to help people. No, he wanted to save the environment because he's a fucking hunter.
Yeah.
You know, and he likes that shit and he likes the freedom of it. And then he's like, you know what? I want to protect American interests. I want to protect America. Guess what? I'm going to put us in the position to become a superpower. He probably was one of them because we weren't a superpower then.
At the time, we were still developing.
1900s.
Yes.
You know, then World War I happened and Europe got stabilized and we gained a little more power. Then World War II happened and boom, we're the fucking king cock, you know?
Well, I mean, with World War I, when that first established, Teddy Roosevelt, after he was president, he ran again and he's like, we need to go to war. We need to show everyone how powerful we are.
But we were pussying off. We pussied off, and then we got in.
We came
at the very
end. And then the second one, they're like, okay, well, we have to go again. I mean, obviously, there's more detailed to that. I'm just giving a vague statement of it.
But he put us in that position.
Yes, he started.
But he's so, like, what I thought was so cool. And he wanted to break down big corporations.
Yeah.
You know, guys that were just fucking robbing the little guy. But it wasn't like he was restrict everything. You know, you can't do this, you can't do that. No. He's just like, listen, this is
the little man.
Unfair and disgusting.
Yes.
Okay? These companies are fucking ginormous.
Yes.
We need to break them down.
The laissez-faire kind of.
Yeah, the trust buster. He needed to take out that shit and fucking, you know, spread it out. He didn't get rid of all the rich people.
No.
He just said, listen, cool it. You don't need to rob all their fucking money. Let them eat.
Yeah, because I mean, like the very beginning of the 1900s, the presidents, like, I can't remember his name.
Was it Hoover?
Hoover, yeah. Similar, a president like that. Like, they were very, like, influenced by big businesses.
The Teapot Dome scandal by all these guys.
All of that.
And it's kind of like now. It's getting to that same point. We need a fucking Teddy Roosevelt right now. We need somebody with fucking big balls, okay? Who ain't afraid of no one. We need somebody that cares about the fucking environment because everyone should care about the environment. And that's really about it. You know, and
cares about the little person.
Break up these fucking big companies and try to get the economy's fucked. It's just fucked. Robert Kiyosaki said it. The guy's asking me, he's like, "You think there's any way?" He's like, and it's not broken English, but there's an accent. I'm not gonna try to imitate it because that would just too easily construed as racist. Okay.
Yeah. Just
and he's like. No, it's basically, he said it's all bullshit right now.
Yeah.
You know, all this shit is bullshit. All this fucking economic greatness that's occurring is bullshit, okay? It's not the only person to say it. Ray Dalio similarly said, like, you need to educate people on these issues. So people don't understand. We need to fix capitalism because the rich are getting too rich off it. You know, this global market, it used to be, well, it would all be isolated, and that was okay. But now, because it's so global, the rich and the smart or whatever, the people that have the advantage can just take advantage of everyone now. Yes. They can take advantage of the globe. They can't just take advantage of a state, a city, a country, you know?
And I mean, that's why, like, most people in society, of course, I mean, they're going to think more for social values. But it's like, at the end of the day, we also have to look back on what's wrong with our political senses in the United States, the economic, how like and like you said, we're in such deep debt. It's like we focus on such social values of like healthcare or student debt, stuff like that. It's like, okay, but let's look at the economy. Our economy is breaking apart basically. And
like what's going to happen is no one's going to give a fuck about any of that shit when the economy blows. But the other problem, here's where it gets a little confusing. Even for me, the genius that I fucking am, is where I say that no one's going to give a fuck once the economy blows. But then again, like even the Great Recession.
Yeah.
It hurts people that are fragile, which is a lot of people. But eventually, and in some instances, they don't give like some people aren't even going to notice it. You know, they're going to just keep rolling on with their day. It's not going to even matter to them.
And I mean, that's the thing is what we're doing now is we're going the gas pedal. And we're not even thinking about when the car's going to explode.
Yeah, like we should be finding a good place to pull over.
Get some gas and like fix some fix the motor or like the tires.
It's not happening.
No, it's not. Right now it's not. And I think with what is shown now with like the Democrats and the Republicans, I mean, when I look at things like that, I look back on history and how it started. And I was reading back, and it starts back in the French Revolution is when they became this point of like Republicans and Democrats, and they just fought over each other, and it spread to the ideas of in like America, and then capitalism when it formed in the early stages of the United States like creation, because no one at the beginning, like no one had
even
no idea
understood it.
how the economy worked. They're just like, okay, well, if you have the biggest land, you must have make the most money. Well, Russia was the biggest country at that time. They had no money back then. They were poor as heck. And then you go to other countries like, well, hold on a second. Maybe if it's like mercantilism, where we have a bunch of these colonies and we transfer money over. Of course, we know that's not how it works. It's about the economic sense of supply and demand and whatnot. It's weird to see how we form into a modern society nowadays from what we were processing before.
Here's what else I gotta say, and it's whatever. It's a little fucking folded, but hopefully it comes out with a decent idea. My problem with like the modern situation now is it should be kind of federalist versus anti-federalist.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Republicans should have, and they always were for smaller federal government. Okay. What's that mean? What's that really mean? More states' rights.
Yes.
That's all it means. Democrats, more federal power.
Yeah.
And less states' rights. Okay? That's where I think that Republican, if that was the modern Republican, I would be a Republican.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I think
I just would be like, listen, I think states should have most of the power. Except for a few federal issues. And I think that would solve so much. But because it, convolutes here, convolutes there. But then you got to make some certain sacrifices. You got to give up powers to start war. And then when you got nuclear weapons and stuff like that. And then with this global situation that we're in, I affect people there. They affect people there. It's all a fucking big circle. It gets a little more convoluted.
No, it does. And it's just... that's the thing is with government, it's like there's really no perfect style of government that makes everyone happy. It's just not going to work. But I
feel like if it was more on states' rights, then listen, like the federal government should have, 3 things: collect some taxes, fucking keep the interstate system going, military.
Of course.
Okay, I think we all can agree on that.
Yeah.
And the environment. Yes. I'm sorry, I'm a stickler for the environment.
No, I mean,
but
you're
right. It's our environment. We
live here, and it's like if we don't take care of it, eventually we're gonna just.
But like social issues, like if you want fucking guns, and in Florida, most of the people, or in Texas, most of the people, that's a gun state, and you can have full autos. Cool. If you don't like guns, and Cali says no guns, no this, no that, move there. Go in between, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you should be able, that's kind of, I think, how it was even built.
Yeah,
that's where founding fathers wanted. That's where it gets fucked up because we're trying to fight. We're fighting on a plane that we weren't built to fight on.
Yes.
The fighting plane was states versus federal.
Oh, no, it was.
Hamilton won with the banking and stuff like that. So that's where... that's where the fight was. But now we're fighting on only federal level. We're fighting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to really go back to, but I was watching the South Park episode where...
That's fine, bro. South Park
I know
is a cited source of the
intellectual conversation, but I was watching a South Park episode where Cartman, this is back when they're deciding if... I can't remember what it was, but they were fighting about something, and it was against Democrats and Republicans. And Cartman goes back to gets into a coma. And he's like, I need to get into a coma to go back to the 1700s. And they're like, okay. And so he does it, and he goes back, and because there's logic in that. But he goes back, and they're debating about the same things. They're debating about like government should have more involvement or less involvement, and it's just like or federal. You understand? Like
I get what you're saying, but for me the same. Whatever, finishing my idea too. If we gave up more rights to the states, I think it'd be a lot easier.
Yes.
Because then you could have smaller battlegrounds and then more people with like minds. That's what I'm saying. If 90% of the people in New York think one way, fuck it. Take the 10% of the people's rights away. But if 90% of the people in Florida think the other way, you shouldn't be able to take...
No.
They shouldn't be able to affect New York's rights.
No.
Because they're separate.
Yeah.
Let them do their own thing. Let the people, like-minded people live there and like-minded people live there. And I think it would naturally work out. We aren't going to fight each other.
No, it's not going to be like...
As long as we have a federal, somewhat framework of, listen, it's all going good for us. We're all happy where we're at, And
as long as we follow, like, the same, like, government structure of being the United States... It's not like if we get into wars like, oh, Florida is going to go against Georgia because we don't like the Georgians. Like, it's not like they're separated by that ideology of being a Floridian. Everyone likes to be resembled under being a a citizen of the American government.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I totally agree. I think if we gave less restrictions on, or if we gave more restrictions on from state governments, I think it would be a lot easier. Because I think depending on the person, if they're,
all right,
sorry,
no, you're good.
What?
I got one more question for you.
Yeah, okay.
Who do you think's gonna win?
That's tough. I honestly, I really think just because there's so much confusion on the Democratic side, I really think Trump is going to win again.
If Trump wins, Robert Kiyosaki says the same shit. Mm-hmm. Says Trump's going to win easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
I mean, he's in a more powerful position than he's ever been. I mean, it's just...
If he wins, that will be... the most insane fucking thing ever to occur.
Well, everyone's gonna go crazy, and I'm not saying that like I'm going pro-Republican. I'm just saying I'm not saying like I'm a supporter of Trump. I just think who's gonna win, and I value. I'm gonna be honest. I value Bernie Sanders, some of his policies. I value some of Joe Biden's policies. It's just I don't think they're really the strong hand that's gonna give the punch to Donald Trump to defeat him.
Bernie, like they're even saying how Bernie could win the nominee. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. That guy cannot go toe to toe with Trump. Period. Biden can't go toe to toe.
Exactly.
Buttigieg?
No, I just don't think so.
When Trump gets up there and says, "You little blankety blank blank blank," that we're not gonna say on the It's Tough podcast right now, it's gonna be fucking scary. Like he's just gonna rape him.
Yeah,
straight up. You know, he's just going to demolish him. Warren, same shit. And Warren fucking fucked herself, you know.
Well, that's the thing is everyone, like the Democrats, when they're fighting against each other, it's like some of them shoot themselves in the foot. And it's just like, you're not helping. Like
that's where Bernie's the one who hasn't really shot himself yet.
Yeah.
But he's not good enough to beat Trump.
I'm being honest. Before Trump was elected, I think if Bernie was the primary, I think he would have had a better chance against Trump. Because I just think Hillary wasn't... She had her own flaws.
Hillary was a powerhouse.
She was.
Bernie was still super fringe. Like what's happened with the left is moved from like left centrist, you know what I'm saying? Like here's the center, here's the left, here's Bernie Sanders. That was before Trump.
Yeah.
That's them now.
Yes.
They're right in line. Everyone has gotten more in line with Bernie.
Yes.
Because the right has gone... I don't even know what the fuck. They aren't even more right. They're just fucking nuts.
That's the thing. Is they've gone so far past right. It's just more just like...
It's just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And that's what bugs me about Trump. And that's what the guy at the bar was talking to me. Is like, so what... If you, right now, what would be like your ideal thing? You know, what would be your ideal? Unlike the environment. That's my main like
I think
issue.
we need to protect our environment.
And I was like, and that's where I have a problem with Trump. And the other problem is the economy.
Yes.
Listen, if you're a Republican, guess what your Republican job is to do fiscally? Cut taxes. Cut the fuck out of spending.
Yeah.
But guess what happens? When you cut taxes and then you increase spending, that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
It's like, I'm going to take in less income and spend more money. Now, it doesn't take a college graduate to figure that out. that will not work. And that's what drives me insane about the Republicans. Yeah. You know, so what the fuck are they going to do? And then Bernie's not going to fix it. So
it's just a mess because it's just there's really no strong like there's no Teddy Roosevelt in the Democratic Party. There's no one to come in and be like, let's protect the environment, but also let's reduce the large corporations that are controlling basically this nation entirely. So it's just, and the thing is people look back on the early 1900s and they say, yeah, it was laissez-faire. Large governments, corporations own basically and control the United States. Yeah. It's basically the same way now, but people don't really understand that.
Yeah, and people don't understand that. Same with it's all the same shit. The economic growth, all this shit is fucking fraudulent. And I was thinking, because my father was fucking crazy and scared and all, or not scared, but he's like, bro, watch out. This is going to be one for the fucking ages. Yeah. I was thinking about like, we did just have a great fucking recession. And you know what happened about 100 years ago?
It was a great
fucking depression. And I'm like, it would not be like if you said a depression once every like a bigger depression than happened last time once every 100 years. That's not that crazy. Yeah, that doesn't seem like sure. In the 50s, a Great Depression happened. Probably not because everyone remembers it. Everyone's fearful. But I don't remember the Great Depression. Do you?
I mean, no.
No, we weren't around. I remember my grandpa lived through it.
Yeah.
And he was an old Jew that saved all his fucking money and, was afraid of the Great Depression, and he learned.
Yeah. And I mean,
they're all dead now. Okay? They don't know that he's dead. Yeah. They don't know. They don't.
Rest in
no
peace.
one remembers. Rest in peace, obviously. But no one remembers that shit. Yeah. Even our parents.
Yeah, I mean,
they maybe remembered a little bit, but they fucking forget. The second they started making money by spending money, the second they started by getting in this hot economy.
It's the same thing with like the recession. People remember it, but since it's been a few years, I mean, they don't really go back on thinking this is what happened because of this.
Yeah, but that's where they're so fucking retarded. That's where it's like, are you serious, dipshit? Like, we did the same thing last time and it got us in this hole. Now you want to do the same thing times 12 and jump in 12 times bigger hole?
And that's the thing. It's like, if we do go into this...
Because it didn't shock them enough.
No.
Too many people's lives were okay.
Yeah.
There's only a certain people in the real estate market, and this market, and that market. And everyone felt it a little.
But it wasn't a significant punch like
it wasn't
the
like
crashing.
A fucking demolition.
Yes. And that
could happen.
And that's the thing. It's like people don't... I forgot what I was going to say. But I'm thinking back because it's just people don't get that it was this huge thing, and eventually, I mean, when this huge crash does happen and Trump's out of office, they're gonna blame the upcoming president. They're not gonna blame Trump.
No,
most
but
people,
Trump caused it.
Yeah, Trump elevated it, but it's like people who aren't as educated or don't put in the work of trying to figure out why. They just assume it's the president currently. It's like, well...
And that's why they say Trump's responsible for all the great economic growth.
I'm sorry.
It's like, bro, I don't know. And that's where I talked to that guy and I gained some respect to him too, for him, because he was saying, Obama did help create, put us on stable footing.
Yes.
And I'm like, most people that are Trump supporter or that are pro whatever's going on right now would never say that.
Yeah,
Obama's the enemy. Trump's doing amazing.
Yes.
So he understood that concept, but he didn't understand the debt concept.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
it's a complicated thing because it's just like, it's really, like you said, it's opinion when you think of it. And they just, because they're so involved in their side of an ideology, a political ideology, it's like, well, no. Like, that didn't happen. The opposite person did better for us. No. It's what we did. We did good. Like,
another little topic. I just want to think about if Trump wins, because it's looking more and more the closer we get. I don't even know what the fuck's going to happen. Like, everyone knew he wasn't going to get impeached, but I told my father, I'm like, well, Romney's the one guy that's going to vote against him. Watch the fucker get impeached. Yeah. Watch every Republican just flip on him like that and think, all right, we're going to fuck him, get Pence in there, and then maybe we'll reassign. But it was probably too close to the election.
Yeah, and
so they're like, we're not risking that. But anyways, I just thought... It probably won't happen, so why not think it's going to happen? Why not in this day and age?
Hypothetical,
So hypothetically, if I don't even know what I can think, because I don't know what Bernie would do. I don't know what Warren. They say what the fuck they're going to do, but we got no proof. If Trump wins again, are we going to have 4 more years of fucking just pressing down on the gas, or when's it gonna blow? That's because if he gets 4 more years, you can guarantee in the next 4 years something bad's gonna happen.
Yes, the economy's either gonna crash or there's gonna be like a civil war or something.
There's gonna be something that fucking
big
blows up.
Yes.
Okay, the economy's crashing no matter what.
Yeah,
civil war may come out of it.
Yeah,
but
which is a scary thing. But yes,
if civil war happens, guess what? The economy's done.
Oh, yeah, it's toast. I mean,
it's all toast. But I just was thinking, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, there's no way he can save us. Right. Yeah. So and this is why it's kind of fun to think about. The only thing that gets me sick is it'd be 4 more years of destroying the environment. But fuck it, for entertainment's sake, let's just think about it. If Trump presses on the gas for 4 more years,
that car
is
exploding.
This country is going to be insane. Like, it's just going to be the most insane. Like, it's going to be unprecedented.
No, it is. It's just going to be, and it's such a scary thing because we don't know. We know something's going to happen. We don't know what
the fuck
what's going to. And that's the scary thing about historians. They think we've seen stuff like this before.
Yeah.
But we can't make an assumption of what's going to happen from it because it's never been done where it's like a president just wants to keep going.
I think depression is possible because fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
We had the Great Recession. It's got to be bigger than that, so fuck it. And why not? It's more entertaining to think it's going to be a depression.
Yeah.
But what that also means is, and this is where it's going to hit everyone, and this is where the recession, there was unemployment.
Yeah.
But depressions means mass unemployment.
Yeah.
The second everyone stops making money, guess what they're going to do? They're going to say, cut that fat, cut that fat, cut that fat. And fat's people.
Yeah.
You know? So when there's more unemployment, it could fucking
people
25%.
have higher motivations to do things that could be regrettable if they don't have a job. They don't.
That's for damn sure.
And that's scary to think about because that's when you lead to more like anarchy. And it's just like,
fuck.
That's the thing. It's like you don't know. Like
you have no idea. But I don't think like people say Civil War. I'm an like I didn't think I was an optimist. Like I'm really not an optimist. But I just feel like because it's always something's always like it figures it doesn't matter. It just figures itself out. Fucking 1 million people may die in the process, but figures itself out. And I was saying, and this kind of me and the guy were talking or whatever, and I was saying, he's like, oh, I bet a civil war happens or something else in the next 50 years. I'm like, well, that's true, I think, to an extent. I said, the right's going so right, or so whatever.
Wherever it's going.
The left is going so left. That what's
going to like
happening,
split.
there's massive gap. So there's only two things that can happen. It's going to break. That means civil war, but it's not going to be civil war. Civil unrest.
Yeah,
let's
civil
call
unrest,
it, okay?
yes.
A lot of it. Or there's going to be a Teddy Roosevelt, a fucking
who's
figure
gonna come in.
that comes in and just says, listen, he's going to take both their hands. And he's going to say, I'm going to show you the fucking promise. People are going to believe him. He's going to say, it's going to be hard. It's going to hurt.
Give him a little kiss on the lips.
Yeah, he's just going to come with me. And that's going to be a symbol. And I think that's possible. Because we haven't had like Obama, maybe. Like you could kind of interpret
we've gone through
that.
like the Bushes. We've gone through.
But there haven't been any of those type. Like
significant.
Reagan wasn't like that.
No.
Obama wasn't. He did it a little, but not to the level.
Point of like Teddy Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln, or anything like that.
Not a fucking guy that's just like everyone's like, fuck, he's it.
He's our leader. He needs to lead the way.
You know? He's the Messiah.
Yeah, and that's the thing with politics. It's people think differently on who the leader's going to be, and it's just.
And that's what else, like even Roosevelt, similar deal. They aren't in politics. Like Obama.
Yeah.
We aren't going to know him. He's not going to be Buttigieg. He's not going to be fucking
Biden or
no. Biden. He's not going to be Tulsi Gabbard. He's not going to be fucking A. It's more likely to be Joe Rogan than it is to be Bernie Sanders. I'm not kidding.
No,
it's a character like that. Yeah. Like fucking, maybe it was a governor in some state. Mm-hmm. But then,
who hasn't made their emergence yet? And
maybe it's a senator, a one-term senator that boom
makes the move. Yeah,
I got this.
Makes the greatest not comeback story, but growth story of like going from here to leading this nation into the I don't know,
taking us from this shithole that we're because that's gonna happen once it breaks.
Oh yeah, and we need someone to take us to the Holy Land to like bring us back together because there's so much like social tension already between Democrats and Republicans. Yeah. It's very tense, and we're waiting for that big like bam like to happen to where we're just like, okay, let's get back. Like we're not separated yet, but it's gonna happen. Like because it's
we need to meet in the middle. Period.
Yes, and people need to understand that. Yeah.
We aren't gonna win. The sides that are there now, the teams that are playing this game are not going to win the game ever.
No.
So we need a new fucking team. Yes. We need to disassemble them both, okay, and fucking rebuild.
Restart. Yeah. Press the restart button.
Hell yeah.
Because we need a renaissance or something to renew this idea of liberty and self-injustice of getting
American idea. We need to get back to our
yes.
American values, the constitutional values.
Yes.
People say you should tear up the Constitution. I think that's fucking horse shit.
That is ridiculous.
I think we need to break everything away and come back to the fucking Constitution.
And people, like, when they look back on the Constitution, they say, well, these were white men who were in charge of, like, who were very racist.
Smartest fucking men
who created this. It's
on the planet.
Yes.
At the time.
Yes.
The most well-articulate, well-understood. Like, come on, bro. They defeated the British Empire.
Yeah, the most powerful nation at that time.
Yeah, imagine if we just checkmated Russia and China and we're like, all right, bitch, now it's our turn to make a fucking decision. That'd be something.
Yeah, and that's just, we need to go back to our origins and what we created at first. Yeah. This whole new idea that create these libertarian values, but also have individual rights for people. Yeah. It's just, I don't know, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. That's all.
That's for sure. This has been a pretty good fucking conversation.
This has been a good conversation,
right?
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. Yeah.
All right, you fucking bastards. I hope you enjoyed that. And that's fucking it. So like, comment, do whatever the fuck you want, honestly. Pray that the impending doom doesn't fuck you before you're ready.
Pray.
And that's it. God bless.
God bless.